And it's interesting because your best friend, too, worked in the healthcare field, so much so that he went on to get his certification to test when it came for HIV.
Yes.
And this was actually a pivotal point in your story, because had this man not gone on to get, his certification or want to get his certification, you probably would have never even gotten tested.
Because he was doing he needed 20 people to get his certification, and he was like, best friend, I need like 5 more people. Can you come test? Can you come get tested? I went in January 4th, 2020, and I got tested. It came back positive. What? Nah, ain't no way, because I just got tested. I was negative. October 2019, October 2019, I was just tested. I was fine. So we did it again. Those 2 lines popped back up. I tested positive January 4th, 2020.
Were you dating anybody at the time? Mm-hmm. So that means that you had to go have a conversation with him. How did that go?
It's one of the hardest things I had to do. And he went, got tested, found out he had HIV. So here I am thinking about committing suicide. And one day I get a knock on the door. I never forget, it was Miss Matthews and this other guy from Orlando Health Clinic. She asked me, like, how are you? I'm like, what you mean? She like, how are you mentally? How are you? She like, you thinking about committing suicide? I am going to commit suicide. Mm-hmm. And that's when she like, no, you don't have to. And the guy was like, listen, your life is not over with. Listen, come talk to us.
Right.
And I talked to them, and it's like, we got medication that get you undetectable within 6 months.
There were some times, and you mentioned this, that you had some suicide attempts. You sent me one video, and when I tell you it was very hard to watch this video, Quoin,
yeah.
It literally hurt my heart to watch this video. What brought you to the point of wanting to take your life?
Everybody I thought that was going to love me, regardless, was showing me otherwise.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what's the use?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Talk with Koiya. I am your host, Koiya, and as you know, this podcast is brought to you by Talk, Test, Treat. If you are located in the Central Florida area and looking for a place to get tested, visit www.talktestcfl.com. Today I have a very special guest in the building with me. He is someone who first person I saw every single day. I walked into church on Sunday, and I am happy to have him join me here on the podcast. Please help me welcome Quoin.
Thank you.
I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Quoin, listen, so I am now a year into going to Truth Movement. And yes, and I am officially a member now. Finished growth track. But you were always the first person I saw for the past year of going to Truth Movement as soon as I walked through the door.
That's good.
And you have always had such great energy. And then one Sunday you pulled me aside and you were like, hey, I found your Instagram. I see the work that you do, and I want to have a conversation with you, which led to us now being here for this episode. So before we get into things, we start every episode with the Talk with Koiya card game. So I have you pull a card here, read it out loud, and then answer it.
Tell us some ways you take control of your sexual health. With me, I get tested often. I take my medication. Anything my doctors tell me to do, I do. And I try my best to watch who I have sexual intercourse with.
Okay.
And things like that. So,
okay. Yeah. Love that. Pull another one.
Why is testing for HIV intimidating?
Especially in the Black community.
Because they're scared of the results.
Mm-hmm.
Scared of the results, scared of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be very frightful. It could be very fearful. Because here it is, you out here thinking, okay, I'm good. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick. I don't have no symptoms. And then you go, oh, you got HIV. Like, now you start to think like, dang, my life is over. But now it's like, I can't tell my mama. I can't tell my daddy. I can't tell my sister. I can't tell nobody because, especially in the black community, people gonna look, ugh, you got what? Get away from me. So it's just like, yeah, a lot of it is fear and shame too.
So much stigma surrounded in the black and brown communities, man, and we don't realize how we just keep regurgitating that down from person to person, and so it never gets corrected. People just keep, spreading it around. So you're absolutely right. So, yes, we are here to talk about your story. Are you ready for this?
Yes, a little nervous, but yes, I'm ready.
Don't be nervous. Listen, I always tell people my podcast is like two friends sitting on the couch having a conversation, and people just happen to be tuning into it. So feel comfortable. And yeah, but growing up as a child, I want to start there. I always like to start with, the younger versions of ourselves because in my opinion, it is what shapes the adult version of us, the things that happen, as a child. So growing up as a child, you started out living with your mom, then you were taken to be raised by your grandparents. How old were you and why did you have to why did you have to go off to live with your grandparents?
Actually, it wasn't my grandparents, my great grandparents.
Great grandparents,
Yes.
okay.
From what I know, my mom left me with someone. Well, me and my sister, my brother, and that person left to do whatever she went to do, and the police got called.
Oh.
So, and like from my understanding, it's like so the police was called, and it was because my mom was working, and she had a babysitter, but the babysitter left to go do. And I guess a neighbor or somebody heard us crying. They called the police in. So they was like, okay, you can't have them or whatever. I guess they found my mom unfit. So we went to live with my great-grandparents.
Instead of being put into the system,
Yes.
your great-grandparents took you, which is a lot of times what would happen in black households,
Yes.
right? We didn't want our family members to go into the foster care system, so it was like a family member, an aunt, a grandparent, or somebody would take them in. Did you have a relationship with your father at all?
No, to be honest, no. I know who he is. It's like, it's crazy because like I don't. When I go to Miami, I go see him. But like if people ask me like, "Who's your father?" I tell you I don't like him. But so it's just like I hold things against you, but then when I go see you, it's just like I just want to be around you. You're my father, like so yeah.
And growing up, he wasn't in your life, so.
Growing up, I literally probably seen him. Well, he probably came to my house twice, but like I knew where he stayed. He stayed 5 blocks down the street from me.
And I think, a lot of your resentment is because of the things you went through as a child. Had you had your father, you probably would not have experienced a lot of those things. So do you think that's where a lot of your resentment?
It does because I have an older brother.
Okay.
From him, and it's like you did everything for him. Whatever he asked for you did it. I come and ask, I ain't got it. Like you don't come around for birthdays. I remember you came around for one time for my birthday. You rode me around around the neighborhood on the motorcycle, and that was it. But like my older brother, you did everything for him, and plus his mom, my grandma didn't like me. Well, she didn't like my mother, so therefore she didn't like me.
Right.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Between the ages of 6 and about 12 or 13, you had 3 encounters of being sexually exploited as a child. 2 successful attempts by men and 1 failed attempt by a woman. Tell us about the 2 times that you were sexually abused by men, and then also tell us how you were at the time of both violations, how old you were at the time of both violations.
For the men, I was between, I want to say,
the first one.
Probably 7 to 8 or 7 to 9, somewhere around that.
And what happened?
He was a family friend or whatever of my great grandfather, and it's just not sure how it started. It's just like he always had things for like kids at his house, candy, toys, or whatever. And because he was a family friend, my great grandfather would always, hey, go take this, because we had a garden in our backyard or whatever. My great grandfather, he's Jamaican, so we grew a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff. So he was like, "Hey, go take this to such and such," and I used to go over there, and I just remember one day he just went to start touching me, and me being a kid, like I don't know this wrong, because to that point nobody ever said I never had that conversation with nobody.
Right.
Nobody ever said, "Hey, if a man touch you here or if a woman touch you here, you need to tell somebody that." Never had that conversation, so it began to that point, and it started like that, and like I said, I didn't know no better, so I didn't say nothing.
And the second time it happened, how old were you and what happened?
Same, second time, same person, and around the same age. It went on for a few years with him. Then,
It was the same person as the first time.
yes,
Okay.
and the first time, and like the same person the first couple times, and as I got a little older, I got molested by another man
Okay.
or whatever.
And how old were you then?
I said between 10 and 12, because even that went on for a couple years
Okay.
until I went to a program in 1999 and didn't see them. I didn't basically see the streets again. So
Do you remember the first time it happened and how he kind of like groomed you into doing it?
yes, because to be honest, I was bad growing up.
Okay.
So I broke in people's houses, schools, and at that time, like everybody know Pochop. That's the guy name, the third guy. That's just the second guy, because the first two times was the same person. Pochop, he did a lot of stuff with computers. I don't know if he was hacking stuff or whatever, but if you stole computers, you brought him TVs, he paid you for it. And he knew I was breaking into school. And he like, "Hey, Bobo, you break into school, you bring me some VCRs and TVs and computers, I'll give you some money." And I used to do that. And then when I was doing that, that's when he was like, "Hey, let me see." I'm like, let you see what? Like, let me see your penis. I'm like, okay, because again,
It
had
already
happened. So
yeah, you're normalized.
I'm like, okay, you want to see? Like, yeah. And so that went on for about, like I said, 2 years, because I, like I said, I stayed breaking into the school, stealing stuff. So another family friend was actually my auntie friend's son or whatever, but he was way older. He was an adult. Like I was 10, 12. He was in his 20s already, late 20s. So it was just like I never said nothing because nobody ever had that conversation with me. And I do remember like being taught, like if a adult say something, they was telling the truth. So it's just like I always felt like if I do say something, you're not gonna believe me because I'm a kid. So yeah.
And how long would you say that went on with him?
About I would say 2 years, because from 10 to 12, even when I used to get out of detention center or program, it would still happen because, like I said, I was used to it. It's like I thought that was what you're supposed to do. So I say about 2 years, 2.5 years, because in 1999 I went to a program and I didn't get out until 2002. And after I got out that program, I went right back. I got locked right back up and went to prison from there. So, and I never seen him again.
So, as a young kid, you've been molested. Now, the second guy comes around and he's molesting you as well, and you've kind of normalized it at this point. But there was also a third person who was a woman. She would offer sexual advances to you, but you would like shy away from them and didn't go through with it.
Yes, and that person was my auntie, and I didn't never do nothing because I felt always weird, like you're my auntie, like.
Yeah.
I knew about incest, so like they talked about. So it's just like, no, you're my auntie, like, and I believe it really never happened because every time she tried to, it was always in a house full of people. Like the kids would be in the room and she'd come in like, no, and I was scared. Like, what if somebody walk in and see us? They probably gonna think I did it because I'm so bad, and I'm like, no, so it never happened with her. But she
Thankfully.
tried, yes,
Yeah.
but it never. She never was able to succeed.
So for the early portion of your life, you just had a normalized a lot of sexual abuse and a lot of sexual exploitation at this point, especially being molested by two men early on in your life. This even caused you to normalize it so much that you went on to mess with other boys your age at the time.
And it did because even when I went to juvenile, like you would see other boys in juvenile messing with other boys. And it's just like, okay, so I really think this is just this normal because even when I used to go to juvenile, like some dorms have single showers, but other dorms have an open shower, meaning they have 16 shower heads in there. So it's 16 boys in there with you, naked. And I'm 9, 10, 11, 12 years old seeing older boys playing around. So I'm like, okay, this is normal. I'm looking, I'm in the shower, I look to the left, another kid is masturbating. Look over here, these other two little boys doing something. So, okay, well, this is normal. But like, yes, because of what happened at a young age, I did start to believe, hey, it was normalized. So I started to, even on my own, like, just, okay, I found out he liked the boys, so we'll play with each other. It's like, even some of the boys I grew up with, we played around before, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody ever caught us, but this one time I played with one boy that was in that group with us, and my great grandmother caught us.
So you were behind the house in the trailer,
Yes.
and walk me through what happened.
So I was suspended from school. I don't know why he was home from school, but I walked outside, seen like, yo, what's up? I won't say his name, but I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, nothing, chill. I'm like, why you home? I forgot what he said, but I'm like, I'm suspended because I stayed in trouble. Like, because growing up, not to get off subject, to growing up, men couldn't touch me. As I got older, men couldn't touch me, even though I was attracted to men sexually or whatever. Like, but older men, like, you couldn't touch me. Like in football, you couldn't smack me on my butt. I black out. So back to the story, like we were just talking, then we was like, come on, let's go in the trailer. We went in the trailer, was playing around, and I was on top of him. He was laying on his stomach, and I was on top of him. And God rest his soul, my great grandmother, she opened the trailer door we was in, and when the door opened, I looked back, and she saw me, she saw him, and she closed the door.
So she saw you both naked, him on his stomach. She looked in and then closes the door.
And never brought it up. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared to go in the house, but when I did go in the house, she like, come here, baby. I'm like, yes. She like, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. And we never talked about it.
So obviously she knew.
Yeah.
But had so much love for you that it was like, this is my baby regardless.
Yes.
And also, let's talk about that time. And even now, Black people are, the Black community, we very much sweep things under the rug that we don't want to address or talk about. Yeah. So I'm sure even in that moment, it was something she did not want to acknowledge and did not want to talk about. So the best way she knew to handle it was to embrace you with love and affection.
Yes. And you're right, because as I got older, I learned that other people was molested in my family. And things like that. And it's just like you said, we never talked about it. Like, everybody knew Pork Chop he was into men. But nobody said, hey, don't go around there. Nobody said, hey, stay away from him. Nobody did that. Everybody just turned their back or swept it on the rug. It's like, okay, we don't talk about those things. Yeah, we know this happened, but we don't talk about these things. So, yes.
Which is so unfortunate. So you've mentioned a few times that you were very bad and you kept getting into trouble. But there was one time in particular where you got in trouble in school that led you to go to jail?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that time.
Yes, I was very bad, but I was also very mannish. And at one time, this is my first time getting arrested. In 1995, I was 9 years old. It was this little this little girl, because we was kids in elementary school, and she was very, as old folks say, hot in the butt. She was very fast, and I was sitting in front of her, and she was sitting behind me. And every time I looked back, she would open her leg because she had a dress on. And I'm like, and she's like, come here. I'm like, I'm 9 years old. Like, I ain't never been with no girl. I don't know what to do. So long story short, I convinced myself to crawl on the floor under her desk and Doing what? I don't know. But I was caught by the teacher, and the teacher caught me. She slapped me.
Oh,
And when she slapped me, I picked up the desk and I hit her with it.
oh no.
So, yeah, I went to jail for that. Well, detention center. So, yes.
So you go to jail for this, and is this kind of the start of you in and out of detention center jail,
Yes.
all of it?
Yes, most definitely the start, because after that, I was not on the street for a full year until 2018. And that's when I got out of prison. So from 1995, I was in juvenile at least twice a year, if not more. And at the age 11, I went to my first program. And so, yeah, from 1995 to 2018, it was just, I was terrible. Like, it was just in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I remember one time I went to jail. I went to detention center. I got released. My great-grandfather beat me. 2 hours later, I was back in jail.
What? So you have been, at this time, arrested over 25 times. What were some of your charges?
A lot of them was fighting.
Okay.
A lot of them was fighting because I had a part of me always knew what was going on, what was happening to me was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know how to tell nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever talked to me about it, but in my heart, I always knew, like, this is not right.
Yeah.
This is not right. So I used to act out to get attention. I used to act out for somebody to be like, hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? But nobody ever did. Every time I got in trouble, I just got a beating.
Yeah.
Every time I got in trouble, I got fought, I went to jail. And like, it was never like, come here, because my family called me Bobo. So it was never like, Bobo, come here. Come talk to me. What's going on? Why are you doing this? Like, you're not a bad kid, so why are you just acting out? So yeah, I did a lot of stuff because I had a lot of anger in me. Because I see my sister getting treated so well, my brother getting treated so well, but when it comes to Bobo, it's just like, okay. And then it's like, okay, so nobody wanted to show me love, nobody wanted to give me attention. So I acted out. I fought, I stole, I cursed people out, I broke people's windows just to get attention and things like that.
Wow. So this is going on for quite some time. Like you said, there was never a time where you were out on the street long before you
No.
were back in jail or detention center.
From 1995 to 2002, I can only remember me being on the streets for Christmas one time.
So this happened a lot.
It happened like a lot.
What was the incident that landed you in prison for 16 years?
I had literally just got out of the program I went in the program in 1999. I got out February 5th, 2002. And even though I was older, I was 15, I still had a lot of anger issues. Because it's like, even when I got out of the program, it's like, I felt forgotten. Like, people didn't care. Like, the only person cared was my great grandmother, but she's died. She's on dialysis. She's older. Mm-hmm. She's in her late 70s. Like, you really can't do nothing. You don't know how to drive or anything. So it's just like, she's old school. It's just like, the man is supposed to be there, but it's just like everybody overlooks me and look to my brother, which I love my brother, or whatever. But he was the good boy. Played the drums in church. Always, wherever our great grandfather needed us, he was there. I was the one like, I ain't going to church. I'm going to play football. I'm going to run. I want to be a kid. I don't want to be in church 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. So I used to leave and things like that. So I got out of the program February 5th, 2002, and March 11, 2002, I was locked back up. And I did what I did, but it was like, at that time, my brother, he was like most teenage boys that doesn't have a father figure in his life to actually show him, guide him. He started getting in a little trouble, and he was hanging around with an older guy from my neighborhood or whatever, and that day they had stole a car. Mm. I was in school, but they had stole a car, and when I got home, I never forget, it was a Monday, Bible study. Yeah, Bible study night. And when I got home from school, I was supposed to go to an after-school program. And when the school bus, the program bus came to get me, I literally put my foot in the bus, and I said, I ain't going. So that night we went around joyriding, and then out of nowhere, the other guy that was with us, he's like, let's go robbing people. I'm like, okay, let's go. Cause I want to say, yeah, it's because I'm bad. So he was just like, okay, there's nothing. You sure?
It was a lifestyle for you at
Let's
that
go.
point. Yeah.
And so, yeah, we went to rob. I want to say we robbed like 4 people.
Wow.
We robbed 4 people, and the last person we robbed, we was actually on some highway in Miami, and we just happened to look to our right, and it was a Benz or BMW. This couple, and you seen a jewelry, like they had nice jewelry on, and my brother was like, "Let's follow them." So we literally followed them, but we didn't know that they realized we was following them. So they got off the expressway, and they turned into a Domino's. I never forget it. They turned into a Domino's, but before they could get out and run in, we was already out the car. Because we was my brother them stole a truck that earlier that day, but one of the first people we robbed was a lady and her daughter at Walmart. And when we robbed them, we took her car, which was a Chevy Blazer.
Okay.
So we took their car. So now we was in a different car. So now we're in this Chevy Blazer going around robbing the other people. And by the time the couple could get out and run to inside the pizza place, we was already out the car. We grabbed them, took their jewelry and stuff, and took the wallets. And when we leave, because this isn't how I live in Miami, we have to get back. Well, most people don't understand. Miami is small. How I live is how you live. It's in Dade County, but it's a whole different city.
Okay.
So we're trying to get across the bridge, because if we get across the bridge, High Live Police Department can't come across that bridge. They out their jurisdiction.
Okay.
So as we leave in the parking lot, my brother, who's the driver, he's speeding, and he runs a red light. Unbeknown to us, the police officer is sitting right there at the light. And so when he running and we turn, we realize, we're like, bruh, the police right there. So he floored, but we look back, the police doesn't come. So I'm like, okay, now, but where we're at, the only way to get in Hialeah is to cross this bridge. That's the only way you can get in or out of Hialeah. So we just driving, and as we get closer to the bridge, we see police lights. They have the whole bridge roped off.
Wow.
So it's like, I look at my brother like, we can't get across this bridge in this car. So he make a left. We hit about 2 corners, turn 2 or 3 blocks, and we all jump out. Long story short, the oldest guy, who was 21 at the time, he turned himself in. My brother, he tried to walk up to this man that was outside, like, hey, these gang members trying to beat me up and whatever. And the guy let him in his house and all, but called the police like, hey, I think I have one of the guys you're looking for.
Oh, wow.
So that's how my brother got caught. I was the last one to get caught. The police all caught me.
Wow.
Like, but after we jumped out the car, I would say this is like 10:30 at night. I didn't get caught till 7, 8 o'clock the next morning.
Where were you the whole time?
I was hiding in people's backyards.
Oh, wow.
Like, I would stay in this backyard for a while, then I would run a few houses down, and I'd jump in another backyard.
And so the police search went on for this long?
Yes. Because in how I lived, like, where we was at was middle class, people with money and things. Like, because the people we robbed the lady at Walmart, we robbed the taxi cab driver, we robbed this couple at the bank, at the ATM. We kept making them take out money, withdraw money from the ATM, and we robbed the people at the pizza place. So yes, and where we was at, like, it was a middle class, and everybody know how I live. Police department, they don't play. They're going to find you. They will not stop until, because they knew we was in this area. Because when we ran out, they blocked it off. They blocked it off so fast we couldn't get out.
Gotcha.
So they knew we was in this area, and they knew we didn't. Because where I was at, I was on this side, but it's a lake right here. that could have got me to the other side, but they knew you're not gonna jump in that lake because we call it the death lake because so many people done drown, kids and also it's like nobody's jumping in this lake, so they knew we was in this area, and they knew I was here because, like I said, my co-defendant he turned himself in. Then my brother, he got the guy told him like, hey, I believe you. I got one of your suspects. And but when when the first guy turned himself in, he already told on me and my brother.
So it was a matter of time anyway.
Right, so they knew. Okay, they knew where I stayed at, what my name was, and all. When they arrested me, they're like, "Oh, we got you, Bobo." I'm like, "How you know my name?"
And this
We know about you. We know everybody. We used to at 2239 Northwest 102 Street.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, but I'm really not comprehending because I got bit by the police dog, and it made me very sick. Like, so I hear him talking, but I'm really not hearing because like I'm trying my best not to pass out because my whole body feel like it's on fire and stuff. So yeah, that's how I got caught.
So this lands you 16 years in prison.
Yep, got locked up March 11, 2002. I was in county jail for 2.5 years. July 19, 2004, I was sentenced to 18 years in prison.
Wow. While in prison, you get a police visit to be interviewed about one of the men who sexually abused you, the second one that we talked about. How many years later was this, and what led them to come and interview you?
It was years, because like this happened when I was a kid, and I'm in prison. I'm in my 20s, so yeah, this happened almost 20 years later, or whatever. And I guess he was still molesting kids, and somebody came forward.
After all these years, he's still doing the same thing.
And he came forward, and I don't know who brought up my name or whatever, but my name was brought up, and I was in my cell just minding my business, and the officer's like, "Hey, Bird, yeah, get dressed." For what? Oh, you got a interview, like an interview, like yeah, somebody here to interview you. Okay, so I get dressed. They take me down to the to this room, and it's 2 police officers. For Miami-Dade, it's 2 police officers.
And they're investigating him molesting kids and want to come and get your story.
Yeah. I don't know who told him about me, but yeah.
Wow. So does this person ever get convicted? Do they get caught?
To be honest with you, they was arrested or whatever, but once they left, I didn't.
You don't know?
I'm quite sure he probably did get convicted, but I didn't know. Nobody came back and like, okay, he was convicted and this and that, so yes.
Okay. So you stay in prison for how long?
16 and a half years.
16 and a half years. So when do you finally get out, and what happens after you get out?
October 27, 2018, I was released from prison. Yep, at the age of 32.
Wow, that's a lot of your life you spent in there.
Yes.
I mean, at that point, it's half.
Yes.
More than half. A little, yeah, it's half your life at that point.
Because I went to prison at the age of 18, but I was incarcerated in county jail for 2.5 years. So, yes, you could say all my life. So, yeah.
So what happens when you get out in 2018?
2018, I get out. I come to Orlando.
So you moved from Miami to Orlando.
Yes. And the reason I came to Orlando is because while I was in prison, the same guys I told you about that we played around.
So there were people you were playing around in prison?
No, from when I was younger,
okay,
the little boy. We was like we call each other cousins because we grew up. And I called my brother, which was my co-defendant, because he was already out of prison at the time. I called my brother. He was like, "Yo, such and such them here." And I'm like, all right, I'll talk to him. And when I get on the phone, they were like, "Yo, what's up, Bobo? How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good. Life is, some good." And like, "Boy, your name's still ringing in the streets." I'm like, "Huh?" Like, "Yeah, boy. Somebody just asked me about you. Like, everybody be like, where Bobo at? Where Bobo?" And right then there, it's like, "Yeah, I ain't going to Miami."
You wanted a different life.
Yeah, I ain't going to Miami. Like, I'm in prison. Been gone for over 13 years at the time. Why are y'all still talking about me?
Yeah. Also, something I want to bring up is during this time where you're in and out of prison, and actually in prison for those 16 years, you are dealing with men only.
Yes.
But to your family and close friends, you would disguise it as you had women, but they were more so like
I wouldn't disguise. I just never said nothing. But in 2009, I did come out to my mom and my sister
while you were
and
in
my brother.
prison.
Yes,
Okay.
I did come out to them.
Are
So
you with men while you're in prison?
I'm having sexual intercourse with men, but like I'm not like in a relationship.
Dating. It
None
was
of that.
just casual sex.
Yes, I was only in 2 relationships the whole time or whatever. But like, and even in prison, like because I was so bad in prison, I stayed in confinement or whatever. Because most people don't understand, you could go to jail while you're in prison. It's called disciplinary report. You could get written up for disrespect, lying, fighting, smoking, stuff like that. So I stayed in trouble a lot because when I went to prison, I had 18 years. Didn't see myself getting out of prison. I thought, okay, I'm gonna die in prison. So when I went to prison, that's how I acted. Like, okay, I'm not gonna make it out of prison. So it's like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna get you before you get me. Even when it came to inmates or officers, I didn't care. I went in prison with the mindset, okay, I'm going to die in here because I'm 18 years. You just gave me 18 years. I'm 18 years old and you gave me 18 years. I couldn't see that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But while I was in prison, like, yes, I messed around, but because I stayed in trouble and I was in a room a lot by myself because I fought my roommates or whatever, I was really not really that sexual. I wasn't really I couldn't really do nothing because I stayed in trouble. So
Right. Okay. So you come out to your family in
2009.
2009, and then you get out in 2018. You decide that Miami is not it anymore, and you
Yeah.
move to Orlando.
Yes, I come to Orlando.
What was life like when you got to Orlando?
It was scary when I got out of prison because when I went in, there was no touch screens, there was no iPhones, there was no Facebook, Instagram. There wasn't even MySpace when I got incarcerated. So when I got out, it was like, like new city that I'd never been in. It's like, okay, I was scared, but it was like, I just got out of prison. Ain't nothing worse than in prison, so I know I could handle this, but it was very scary because I'm coming from being 15, getting incarcerated to now I'm 32 years old, getting pushed out into a different world I know nothing about.
Yeah.
So yes.
So you get to Orlando at this point, it's what, 2018? So between 2018 and 2020, you are fresh out of prison after 16 years. So you kind of wilding out a little bit.
I won't say a little bit, I would say a lot.
Okay, so you wilding out a lot. Like you going to sex parties, you going to clubs, you're partaking in like risky behavior. Also, I think it's important to note that your best friend, that was their lifestyle, right? He was
Yes.
like a promoter for sex parties. And
Yes.
so like it was easy for you to just be in this atmosphere because that was your best friend's lifestyle.
And me being a new face in Orlando, because Orlando gay scene is small, so everybody know everybody. So, but when I did get out of prison, I ain't gonna lie, I got right into a relationship or whatever. But in February of 2019, we went our separate ways because he was like, "You just got out of prison. You need to live life." Like we're still cool until today. Like I done been to his great grandmother's funeral. I've been to his mom's funeral. Like we're still cool until today, because everybody since I've been out of prison, I've been in 3 relationships. All of them have ended well. Like I still have a good relationship with all of them, but it's just with my first one. He was like, "You need to live life," and at that time while I was with him for those couple months, he was like, "I go to work, I go home." Like we would go out, but like because I'm with you, it's just like I'm really not looking. I'm really not doing nothing. But after we went our separate ways, and I went and started going to the clubs by myself, and people walking up to me, "Hey, what's your name? Oh, I never seen you. Did this? Oh, you look good. You look this and this." I'm like, okay, because at one point in time, I always thought I want to say I thought I was ugly, but I didn't think I was that attractive. So when I had multiple people, men, women, like, oh, you look good, you attractive. Like, it went to my head. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
It went to my head.
An ego boost.
So it was like after that, it was like every person I thought was attractive, they wanted to have sex. I had sex with them. And like you said, my best friend, he throws sex parties just so it's like I'm at a sex party, everybody, oh, you look good, come here. And then I became the life of those parties. I became the life of those parties because it's like, how can I say this? I went for a long time, like I was just very sexually active. It's just like,
You got
whatever.
a high
So
sex drive.
I had a high sex drive, so it's just like, and everybody was like, oh, I want him, I want him, I want him, I want him. It's like, okay. Because even then, even when I was in prison, I always thought I was small. But then to come out, I was like, yo, you big. Like, I'm like, you think, like, you are big. Like, so it's just another ego boost. It's just like,
it's a high you chasing now at this point. Yeah.
So it's just like everybody I thought that was attractive or who thought I was attractive and they wanted to have sex, we had sex. So yeah.
So you were just living a life.
Yeah, I was living a life, and it's crazy because I did 16 and a half years in prison.
Right, yeah.
Yes, I had sex and stuff in prison, but it's like I did 16 and a half years in prison.
Yeah.
I never caught anything.
Mm-hmm.
And what most people don't understand, like in prison, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Like people with HIV, STD, it is rapid in there. It's like, and you know the people because they don't have the medication they have now. So you know, okay, yeah. Or you know because the kind of pill they take. You know what I'm saying? People knew in prison, okay, if you had HIV, you took this red pill. You had this, you took this. You had this, you take this. And it's like, I get out, and like you said, from 2018 to 2020,
Just going at it.
I'm just going. Like, I would have sex with at least 4 or 5 different people a week.
A week. And at this time, are you contracting any other STIs?
Did I? And it's I caught from 2018 to 2020. I caught one.
Okay.
I caught one, and it's crazy. I didn't even know what it was.
What was the name? Do you remember?
It was either chlamydia or gonorrhea. I didn't know what it was. It's just every day I go take a shower, I see stains in my boxers. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
I never because I never had an STD, so I'm like, okay. And when I went to pee, it burned a little bit. It's like, okay, that ain't nothing. And then I just went, I forgot I asked somebody, and whatever it is, like, you probably got chlamydia or gonorrhea. Go get tested. And the person I said it with is, they seen it because we're going to have sex. And you're like, what these things in your drawers? You masturbate a lot, don't you? Mm-hmm. I'm like, actually, I haven't masturbated in like a week. And that's when they was like, oh, you probably got such and such. And they like, let me see your penis. They pulled it, and they seen it. Like, you probably got such and such. And this crazy part, they didn't care. We still had sex.
Protected, unprotected?
Unprotected.
When you were at the sex parties and between that time of 2018 to 2020, were you having a lot of unprotected sex?
Yes.
So you never used condoms?
Yes. Never.
Wow.
The only time I would use a condom is the person like, hey, put a condom on.
But you would never initiate it?
No.
Okay.
Because I tried it, and I didn't like the feeling of a condom.
Okay.
So, yes, like, no. Even though there was condoms there, my best friend provided condoms or whatever, or you could bring your own. It's just, like, those places, you'll probably see 1 or 2 people out of 25 people using a condom.
And it's interesting because your best friend, too, worked in the healthcare field, so much so that he went on to get his certification to test when it came for HIV.
Yes.
And this was actually a pivotal point in your story because had this man not gone on to get, his certification or want to get his certification, you probably would have never even gotten tested.
Because he needed 20 people to get his certification, and he was like, best friend, I need like 5 more people. Can you come test? Can you come get tested? I'm like, sure, you're my best friend. You're trying to better yourself, of course.
Yeah.
And so I never forget, he was with what it's called, Miracle of Love.
Yes, shout out to the Stafford House.
Yeah, he was with the staff house on West Colonia, and I went in January 4th, 2020, and I got tested. Mind you, October 2019, or October 2019, I was just tested. I was fine because once I got out of prison and started living recklessly, like somebody was like, you just need just stay tested. Every 3 months, go get tested. So like that 2019 September, October, I had just got tested, negative, non-reactive. So I'm like, okay, cool. And Jerry, I'm going just for you. And in my head, like, I know I'm good, so I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
Get tested. I never forget Angel. Shout out to Angel for Miracle Love. Like, you came back positive. What? Nah, ain't no way. Because I just got tested. I was negative. So we did it again. Those 2 lines popped back up. I tested positive January 4th, 2020.
What happens after you get your positive HIV test?
I leave. They try to stop me, but I leave because all I could think is about, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about trying to go kill nobody. I was actually thinking about killing myself. Yeah.
So I know that had to be a hard diagnosis. A lot of people you hear before they get diagnosed with HIV, you hear of a bunch of symptoms or a bunch of sicknesses. Did you have any symptoms or were you sick?
Nothing.
None at all.
I had nothing. That's what, because I always knew that like people that had HIV or AIDS, you had symptoms or you could tell.
Yeah.
I've been in prison for 16 and a half years. I don't know if he's still alive, but Tracy, like, everybody knew Tracy in prison, okay, had HIV. You know what I'm saying? You're skinny, your skin is ashy and all this, so it's just like, I didn't feel it, I didn't look like it or whatever. I felt good. I looked good. So when I kind of found out that I did have it, it was like, okay, my life is over. Because I know in prison, like, if you have HIV, you have a death sentence.
Yeah.
Because they don't really care. And they don't have the medication that's here, that's on the streets, that they don't have it in prison because it costs more for them in prison. So they give you the least medication they could get to help. So it's just like, that's how I was thinking. Because I wasn't into PrEP and I didn't know about all these other medications. So it's just like, I thought, yeah, my life is over with.
Were you dating anybody at the time? Who you were obviously sexually active with? So that means that you had to go have a conversation with him. How did that go?
It's one of the hardest things I had to do since I've been out of prison. It's because, like, me and him, we've been through so much at the time, struggling financially wise. Like, we was working through a temp service making $60 a day just to get by. And, like, I loved him because I knew he loved me. And it's just like, I got to go home and tell you, you probably got HIV from me. And I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I went home or whatever, directly home, and I told him, like, listen, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you need to go to get tested. Because I just found out that I had HIV. And he went, got tested, found out he had HIV. And what I didn't know is, like, when you find out that you're positive, by law, whoever did the test, they have to report to the health department. So here I am thinking about committing suicide, and one day I get a knock on the door or whatever, because I was renting a room. We was renting a room, so it was a knock on the door, and something happened. I heard it, and I opened the door like, yes, or whatever, and I never forget, it was Miss Matthews and this other guy from Orlando Health Clinic. It's like, can't nobody say my first name, so she like, it's Antoine Bird here. I'm like, you mean Antoine? She like, yes. I'm like, that's me. can we come and talk to you or whatever? And because where I was staying at, it was in the hood in Pine Hills, and it's like it was a rooming house. Like everybody in here rented a room. So unless it's your room, people didn't keep up with the living room. So I'm like, nah, I step outside. So she's like, oh, we're from the health department. By law, that's when I found out by law they had to tell them. And it's just like, listen, we want to get you treated. We want to start your treatment. And that's when she was like, listen here. She like, first she asked me like, how are you? I'm like, what you mean? She like, how are you mentally? How are you? She like, do you think about committing suicide? I like, I am gonna commit suicide. And that's when she's like, no, you don't have to. And the guy was like, listen, your life is not over with. Listen, come talk to us.
Right.
And I talked to them, and it's like, we got medication that get you undetectable within 6 months. So even though I did try to commit suicide further down the line or whatever, but I did go. And that week, I found out. That week, when they came, I went and got my treatment started.
How did he react to knowing that you were HIV positive and you gave it to him?
Actually, he was calm.
Okay.
The only thing he said is like, I did not see my life turn out like this. That's the only thing he said. But he was calm. Like unless he cried when I wasn't around, but other than that, when I was around, he was calm. He wasn't, he never said he hate me or whatever. And even after we stopped talking, I asked, like, do you blame me? Do you hate me? Like, I don't hate you. I'm like, I don't hate you. He like, it's part of the lifestyle we live. And he like, I don't hate you. Do I wish I had it? Like, no, but like, no, I don't hate you. So, yeah.
Do you know how you contracted HIV?
Actually, I do. I know the person. He don't know I know, but
Oh.
I do know the person. I had a guy I was called my brother named Travis, and one day I was at Travis' house and he was there, and like me and Travis, we done had 3 systems together. We done did parties together, and I told Travis like he looked good or whatever. And long story short, Travis like yeah, and then one day I don't know how he got my phone number, but he hit me up like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. Like, come through. Come over. I'm like, okay, cool. And because between that time and 2019, he was the only person I had. But after I got tested and found out I was non-reactive in September, October 2019, until January, he was the only one I had sex with. Or whatever, so I just got tested in September, October. I was negative. I had sex with you. You was the only person I had sex with. And then come January,
You positive.
I'm positive. And then how I knew he gave it to me because even after we had sex and I was talking to Travis was like, oh, yeah, you know he got HIV.
After
Yes.
you had sex with him, he told you.
And I'm like, in my head, it's like, if you knew this, why you didn't? Because Travis knew, I'm not going to lie, Travis knew I was out there.
Yeah.
Because Travis was out there.
Right.
And he was just like, if you my so-called brother, like, why didn't you say this before knowing there's a good chance me and this dude would have had sex?
Right.
So, yes, that's how I found out.
Whew. Okay. So, do you ever have a conversation with this guy?
No.
Never.
No.
So to this day, he doesn't even
Nope.
know that he gave you HIV.
No. And like I told you before, it's just like I came to the realization that it's not his fault. Yeah, he should have told me, but I should have did things to protect myself, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here and blame him. And, oh, you did this? No, I did it myself. Because for one, if I wasn't out here being a whore, I wouldn't have had to worry about it. If I had just protected myself.
Right.
But no, I want to be out here living life, having fun, and then I protect myself. What you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
That's why I tell myself and people, you know what I'm saying? It's just some of the people I told that do know I have HIV, people like, you think like that? You crazy. He should have told. Yes, he should have. But I also should have protected myself. He's not all the blame. I'm the blame too because I could have, nah, we're going to use a condom. Or I could have just, nah, I'm not doing this. But I didn't. I chose to do it. And yeah.
There were some times, and you mentioned this, that you had some suicide attempts before becoming undetectable and even after becoming undetectable. You sent me one video, and when I tell you it was very hard to watch this video, Quoin,
Yeah.
it literally hurt my heart to watch this video. What brought you to the point of wanting to take your life?
Because I was at that point, it's like everybody I thought that was going to love me, regardless, was showing me otherwise.
Yeah,
So it's just like, what's the use?
yeah,
Like my oldest sister, like while I was incarcerated, she's like, "Oh, I can't wait for you to get out and help me raise the kids, this and this and this and that." Now you know I was gay because I came out to you in 2009, because you was trying to put your friend on me, her best friend at the time. She was trying to push her off on me, and when I got out of prison, like everything people was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this." It's like you turned your back on me,
yeah,
and then at that time when I found out I was positive and stuff, it's just like I just got to the point like, here I am. I've been out of prison, not getting in trouble. I'm going to work. I'm taking any job I could get as a convicted felon. Any job. I'm getting up 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm working 12, 14, 16 hours days doing construction. Only getting paid $60, $70 a day or whatever. I'm doing whatever I can. It's just like the people I'm depending on to love me regardless. It's just like, you saying forget me.
yeah,
You saying forget me because she may not like me saying this, because even when I got out of prison, my mom wasn't really down for me being gay. It was always some side comment and whatever. And I understand because the way she was raised, we was raised in the church and stuff, and it was like I was the first openly gay person in the family.
oh,
And everybody was like, "Oh, that's taboo," like, like, no. And especially me, being the person I was growing up or whatever, and it's like, Bobo gay? Or whatever. And then on top of us being church people, and it's like, no, yeah, So it was hard because it's like, the people I thought was going to be there, that should be there, it was just like, I feel like y'all was just giving me y'all back. Like, okay, you was just leaving me out there like, I'm doing my best. Like, what else do you want from me? Like, regardless, because I knew I'm the type of person, there's nothing a person could say about you or anything you could have or go through that would change the way I feel for you. Like, I wouldn't care if somebody might find out, oh, I got HIV. So, okay, I still love you. You still gonna rock. Let's go. So, what can I do to help you? It won't be, oh, you shouldn't have been doing this. That's why you shouldn't have been messing with men and this and that. It's just like, I could have caught it from a woman.
yep,
I could have caught it from a woman. HIV just doesn't affect gay men or gay women. It affects everybody. But my family, a lot of people think, okay, if I didn't, well, people in my family, they don't know. So it's just like, but they believe that. A lot of people in my family believe that HIV/AIDS came from gay people. Like most black people think, like, oh, if you wasn't gay, like, no, like it didn't. Homosexuals didn't create AIDS and HIV. And so it's just like, when no support or whatever, and it's not that me having HIV, no support of my lifestyle, no support of me, hey, yeah, this is what you chose, but I still love you.
yeah,
It was really hard because it's like, all my life, it's like, I've been the one to get pushed to the back burner. It's like, all my life is just like, forget Bobo. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, it's just like, you know what? What's the use of living?
yeah. You just mentioned that your family does not know about your HIV status. For all the reasons you just mentioned, do you think that's why you haven't come out to them about it?
Because I'm a changed person, but I know my flaws and I know me. And you're not gonna say anything. I'm not that kid no more.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid no more. So you're not finna just say anything crazy to me and it just be. I know the type of person I am. Or whatever. I've changed a lot, but I also know there's also a part of me that I'm not gonna take nothing from nobody. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. You're not finna talk to me. You're not finna try to look down on me and talk down. We're not doing that. So to avoid a confrontation or me end up doing something to them or something, I never told nobody.
So,
Well, only one person,
who have you disclosed to?
my cousin.
Okay, so your cousin is the only person in your family that knows. I mean, obviously, this is a pretty public platform. At some point, your family may see that
Yeah, and
you are now HIV positive. How does that make you feel?
it's crazy because before I came here, I went to my job because I work for pastor, and Miss Tina, she asked me the same thing, and it's like I really don't care because y'all talk about me now.
Yeah.
My way, give you one more thing to talk about. You talk about me now, and none of y'all really know me because none of y'all stay here with me. But you talk about me now, all because of a lifestyle that you think I still live, which I don't live no more. Most of them still think I mess with men. Okay, but I don't. But
Right.
they think that because or whatever, and it's okay. It's okay because I done got so used to people looking down on me, talking about me. It's just like, okay. I need to work on it, but I feel like as long as you ain't saying it in my face, I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Now, if you come violate my personal space, you're going to see a whole nother side of me. I'm working on that part, but it's just, I don't care. Like, say what you want to say.
It's hard to make yourself vulnerable for two people who haven't shown you that they are a safe space.
Yeah.
Since a child, these people have not protected you in the way that you have needed to be protected, and they've shown you that they are in a space where you can be safe. So how can I make myself vulnerable enough to come to you with information that is so close to me and be vulnerable?
Yeah. Because, like I said, like, I have a lot of people in my family that put themselves on this high pedestal. They're like, yeah, I don't know why you doing that because you got your skeletons too. So, like, come on down
Right.
and let's. So it's just it's a lot of people that I know if I told them it's, oh, see, if you wasn't messing with men, you wouldn't have caught this. If you wasn't living this lifestyle, I was like, stop, that's ignorant. Because if I was straight, I could have caught it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like most people feel like if you catch HIV, it has to be from the same sex. It's like, no.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you could catch HIV.
Yes.
You could get it from birth.
Yeah.
You could be born with it. Drugs or whatever, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could have been spiteful and just put their blood in your food or something like that. And it's so many ways, but people feel, most black people think, okay, if you got HIV, you had to be doing something gay. And it's like, no. And that's how my family thinks, because like I said, we're big Christians. Like I got pastors, deacons, all that through my family. And it's just like, you know what? You find out, you find out.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that you've had chlamydia before. One of the things we didn't talk about is when you got your HIV diagnosis, you were also diagnosed with syphilis as well. Did that happen at the Stafford House?
Yes.
So you found that out at the same time. Okay, so chlamydia, syphilis, HIV. Had you been knowledgeable about things like PrEP and doxy-PrEP, do you think you could have prevented some of the things that you came in contact with?
But like when I got out of prison, and it's crazy, even in the gay community, even though all those things are highly likely to happen, nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it. Like unless you go to the Stafford House or whatever, like, or the center or something, like, you're not going to learn, or the health clinic, you're not going to know these things because most people don't talk about it, or whatever. If they talk about it, most people don't get tested and things like that. So it's just, if somebody would have told me when I got to prison, oh yeah, we got prep, we got this, yes, I'm more than sure it would have helped me from catching these things and gave me a better perspective on how to go about things. Because, like, to be honest, it's like I survived prison. I survived prison. So when I got
16 years at that.
so when I got out of prison, I'm looking for the signs I seen in prison, not knowing they got medication and all that stuff. I hear that there's no signs, you won't see it.
Yeah.
And like syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, they don't have signs that you can see from the outward person.
Right.
They don't have signs. So I was very ignorant to those things. So yes.
You mentioned that there are very few people who you disclose your status to. What gave you the courage to want to share your story?
Because those are the people I know that love me. Those are the people I know without a shadow of doubt love me. They don't care. They wouldn't judge me. They wouldn't talk about me. And every time those people I told, sure enough told, they gave me a hug. They said, I love you. So it was them making me feel comfortable, making me feel loved.
And now even, with sharing it on a public platform, what made you say now it's time?
Because like I told you before, I like to encourage people, inspire people. I like to help people. I believe that is my purpose in life, is to help people in any way, shape, or form I can, and to educate people. Because like I said, I just got out of a situation to where I told this young lady, like, I told her everything about me. And I was told not to tell her from the beginning. Like, just wait, see how she like, no, I'm going to just let her know.
You want to be honest.
And we continue to talk. But instead of coming to me and allowing me to tell you, the person that's dealing with it, and instead of you, hey, because I invited her, hey, you come talk to my doctor.
This was after you disclosed to her that
Yeah.
you were living with HIV.
You could come talk to my doctors and all this. You still want to go talk to people that know nothing about it.
To reinforce negative, ignorant thoughts that you may have.
Oh, I understand you why you're scared.
Yeah, of course. You don't
I
know
can
about
understand. But like if I'm telling you, hey, come talk to my doctor, a person that knows everything there is to know,
it. Yeah.
I can help you. I can help ease some of that fear. I can help ease some of that whatever you're feeling. But because you're going to people that's ignorant to it, they're only causing you more fear. They're only causing you like, because it's, you know what I'm saying, we was cool and she's like, I want to do this, but I'm scared. My friend said this, my friend said that. Why are you listening to your friend? Your friend don't have HIV. I'm quite sure your friend don't know the first thing about when it comes to HIV. But I'm telling you, I could take you to my doctor. I gave her my paperwork for my last, 4 checkups. Because, when you get, when I go see my doctor, they give you the paperwork or whatever. I gave her the last 4 of those. Like, look, you can see it yourself. Why are you going to talk to a friend that know nothing about it? And not only do you have it in black and white in front of you, I'm telling you, come with me.
Yeah.
You can talk to my doctor. I will leave out the room. You can ask her whatever you want to ask her.
Right.
But no, if my friend said this, my friend said, but your friend don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I understand that's your best friend, and but your best friend don't know what she's talking about. And that's one reason made me really like, you know what, it's just time for me to talk, because most people are ignorant to it. Most people feel, okay, most people don't understand, like, just because you have HIV doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean you don't have a life, because you do have a life or whatever. Because I remember when I found out, and one of the people told me, like, your life ain't over with. Your life just started. Like I told you, I tell people I'm a Magic Johnson story without the fame and the money
Yeah.
or whatever. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I'm getting that. So it's just like if I could save somebody from the heartache, the pain, the shame, the fear, then it's all worth it. And because I feel like that is my purpose in life to talk to people, to encourage people, to inspire people.
Now that your story is out, what are some things that you aspire to do?
Help others in any way, shape, or form I can that's dealing with it, because you have a lot of people, especially black people, that have HIV that are silent, that are suffering in silence. That they feel like, okay, my life is over with. Some of them don't even know about, because once they find out, they so scared that they don't go get help. They don't
Yeah.
go to the health department
Yeah.
to get on Biktarvy, which to me is the best HIV medication out there. So it's like most people don't think like I got HIV. They go in the shell, not realizing by you going in that shell, you're killing yourself a lot faster, because there is a life with HIV or whatever. And I never forget, I was riding around in a car one day and I drove by a bus stop, and it was had HIV. There was like life with HIV. It had impossible on it, but the IM was crossed out. And I'm like, they never lied about that. Like it is possible, because the people I did tell, they was like, I would have never known. I'm like, I know because I take care of myself. I take my medication, and most people don't understand. Like you can live a joyful life, because look at me, like I'm
You are an
good.
example.
Like most people I walk by, you wouldn't. Oh yeah, he got HIV. You can't say that. And I tell people all the time, we both could go to the doctor. We could get our blood drawn 100 million times, and my results gonna say the same thing as yours, non-reactive or negative. But most people, they don't understand that,
Yeah.
because they don't want to, or it's because we don't talk about things like this. We just, he got AIDS, he got HIV. Oh my God! It's like, no, do your research.
Yeah.
Go study and realize, okay, yeah, he have HIV, but he's undetectable, which means, okay, he can't transfer it to nobody.
Yep.
Can't nobody catch it from him.
Yep.
But we don't think like that. We just HIV, AIDS. Oh my gosh! Like no, it's. I do believe it's a cure out there, but it's also medications that's out there that will keep it dormant. Like
Keep it suppressed.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to our final segment. It's called Give Them Their Flowers. And I want to physically give you your flowers. So I have a floral arrangement here in the form of cupcakes. Now, you got to share this with Pastor Wanzel, okay? You know he got a sweet tooth. So if he hear that I gave this to you and you didn't share it with him, it's going to be some problems. And I'm happy we got this recorded of me saying this. So if you won't share and he know I gave it to you, I don't get in trouble.
When I leave here, I go to the job because it's right down the street.
Yes, so please share with him. But I want to physically give you your flowers for having the courage to share your story, to embrace vulnerability, to walk boldly in the purpose God has placed on your life. And it is truly powerful. You've carried the weight of your experience for years, and I can only imagine the freedom and healing that comes from finally releasing it. May this moment mark the beginning of a new chapter, one where you step fully into your role as an advocate and for your activism, continuing to be transformed and a force in your community. As a person that has a lot of lived experience, just your story of being in prison for 16 years, getting out, you know what I mean, transforming your life, living with HIV, just the way you think about things. And because I know you personally, people listen to you when you talk. People feel safe enough to come to you and talk. And I think being an HIV counselor is something that is definitely in your future. I don't know what it is that, you plan to do from this moment on, but I highly want to encourage you to do that, because I think in a space of HIV, you are someone who is needed. So
Thank you. And like you said, I've been through all these things to survive because of God. Because I done seen people come to prison and within 5 years, mentally lose it.
Yeah.
When I say mentally, like they would never be the same.
Yeah.
They would never be the same. So it's like all glory to him because I know he took me through all that. He didn't take me through all that for anything, just for no reason. And I understand he took me through that because I have a purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like that's why I'm doing what I want. That's what I'm doing this because it's like I know God has a plan for me, and I know this is part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it wasn't part of the plan, it would have never happened.
Yeah.
So it's just like getting in contact, seeing your IG, your Instagram is like, okay, God, I see you. I see, and then the people that He placed me, who He placed in my life these last 2 years, pastor, papa, people at the church, now you, and it's just like I understand that everything I want in life, He's given me.
Yeah.
He's setting that stage for me, so it's just like I survived because of God. To be honest, like there's no other reason. Like it's because of Him. Because I should have been dead, and there's so much we didn't talk about life. Like I should have been dead even before I went to prison. I'd have been shot at and everything. Like I should have died in prison.
Yeah.
If not physically, mentally, I should have been dead.
But God has a bigger purpose for you. And one of the things I told you when you pulled me aside that Sunday, what the enemy has for bad, God will take and make for good. And I truly think that you being obedient in this moment with telling your story, this is just the beginning of what God has called you to do. So I know there's going to be many more great stories from here on out. But Quoin, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.